Yeah, and there's been a debate going on. You have the popularizers, or popularists. It's a different concept, rearing their ugly head again. Matt Iglesias.
DC Shore, you like that? Like, it's like I think Jersey Shore combined with David Shore. It's like a DC Shore. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. It is sort of North Jersey crime family type of thing, but. Yeah, they were saying up to a few days ago, it's like, oh, look, Trump gets his best numbers on immigration. And so this is why we shouldn't talk about it. Don't raise the salience of this issue. But it turns out that when a senator goes to visit his constituent who did nothing wrong, who was legally present in the country and who is married to a U.S. citizen and has kids, his kids, their father has been stolen from them. I mean, this is fucking outrageous. Right. Suddenly Trump's numbers are plummeting. He's deep underwater on immigration. And the reason I think is that he was so high is that the broad center, anybody with a megaphone, they just conceded the issue.
No, you got to call him on his shit. The people don't really believe that he's bad. If the powerful people who are supposed to be the opposition party are like, let's do bipartisan deals with him. Actually, let's not go after him for January 6th. Actually, you know what I mean? Like, people don't buy it. But then if someone stands up and really attacks, like, oh, wait a minute, let me look at this differently. Let me see.
Yeah. And median voter, you look at polling and it's like it varies widely depending on how you ask the question. So it's like, if you ask, are people who are present in the country illegally, should they be deported? You get majority support for that, at least for the moment. But if you ask, should we deport people who've been here for longer than 5 years? No. Should we deport people who were brought here as children? No. Should we deport people who have a job? No. Should there be a path to citizenship for people who, have a job and haven't committed crimes? Yes. It's like, so when you expose Trump on his issue and what on these questions and what he's actually doing, and don't just, tie your own shoes together and be like, no, okay, we have to deal with the border crisis, which just reinforces his xenophobic rhetoric. That's right. And you say, no, look, this is what he's actually doing. Suddenly, the median voter, the non-MAGA sort of like people who are wishy-washy on this stuff, they're like, well, I don't support illegal immigration, but that's fucked up. I don't support that. And then now you have a winning issue. You're standing up for your constituents, and you're making Trump look bad, and you're changing the public's mind about the subject of immigration, which is what we should have been doing this whole goddamn time.
This is called politics. This is what it means to do politics. Wake up, Democrats. Let's do some politics, right?
That's the thing that I hate the most about the popularizers. It's like they think of public opinion as this like fixed object that absurd. People don't change their mind. And so what you need to do is just follow the herd and just do whatever happens to poll, regardless of how contradictory the polling is, and not even think like 2 steps ahead to think like, well, what are the policy implications of that? And can we sell it on this stuff? And I think that the fact that they don't really think about such an obvious counter argument.
No, that gives it away. Gives the game away. Plus, when you point out that certain things are popular, but those things happen to cut against their neoliberal priors, not so into popularism now.
You're not going to get a big consulting contract if you're talking about disruptive stuff,
Exactly. Exactly. What's the line? It's hard to convince somebody of something when they're paid to not be convinced of it or something.
Yeah. Upton Sinclair, I think.
Their job depends on them not believing it or something.
Difficult to get a man to understand something when his paycheck depends on him not understanding it.
That's it. There it is. Yeah, Upton Sinclair. Yeah. Good stuff, brother. Well, I think there's some hope in that. Exposing the frauds. There's a kindle of fire from the people and certain leaders that needs to be, turned into a raging fire of change. And so hopefully we can keep blowing on that fire. I don't know what the metaphor should be, but
Yeah. Build that fire. Throw some logs on that fire. That's the end of the preview, folks. As usual, we like to mention that this podcast is sponsored by the American Prospect Magazine. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you could subscribe at $5 a month if you want that, plus a free subscription to the website, plus the opportunity for a steeply discounted print subscription. You can do that if you so wish at $10 a month. And otherwise, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.